Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're bringing you another great lesson. And this time we're going to be shopping.
That's right. Actually, a lot of our users asked for some lessons about shopping, right?
Exactly. And I think one of the most important things when you go shopping is to get a good price.
That's right.
So we're going to be teaching you how to bargain.
So Marco, you just mentioned a really great word. Let's look at it in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right. So we're going to preview the word bargain today.
Bargain.
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 Now, this is an interesting word because it's a verb and a noun.
That's right. So a bargain is a good price, right?
Okay, so a bargain is a good price.
Yeah. This t-shirt was a bargain. I only paid $1 for it.
Okay, so that is a bargain.
Yes.
But to bargain as a verb.
To try and get a good price.
So it's very similar to negotiate.
Yeah, so I would say it costs $100.
And then I would say maybe, no, I'll give you 50.
75.
And then I'll say 60.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And that's to bargain, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to be bargaining. Let's listen to the dialogue for the first time as we have a woman bargaining in a store, right?
That's right.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, this dress is really nice. How much is it?
That one is $150.
$150. What about this other one over here?
That's $140.
That's a bit out of my price range. Can you give me a better deal?
This is an exclusive design by Damarco. It's a bargain at that price.
Well, I don't know. I think I'll shop around.
Okay. How about $100?
That's still more than I wanted to spend. What if I take both dresses?
Okay, I can give you a special discount just because you seem like a nice person. $190 for both.
I don't know. Still a bit pricey. Thanks anyway.
Okay, my final price, $100 for both. That's two for the price of one, and that's my last offer.
Great! You've got a deal.
All right, that was some good bargaining skills right there.
Yeah, and you know what? She used a lot of good language to get a cheaper price, didn't she?
Yeah, that was good. So let's take a look at this language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, the first word we have in Language Takeaway today, price range.
Price range.
Price range.
Price range.
Price range, what does that mean exactly?
So price range is the minimum and the maximum that you're willing to spend for a thing that you want to buy.
Exactly. So in the dialogue we heard, it's out of my price range.
It's more than I can spend.
More than I could spend.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at our next word. Shop around.
Shop around.
Shop around.
Shop around.
So she said, I think I'll shop around.
Right. So she wants to check in a few other stores to see if there's a better price.
If I shop around, I'm going and trying to compare prices maybe.
Exactly. This is a really good shopping technique.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Okay, and let's look at our last word. Pricey.
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 So something that's pricey is
Expensive.
expensive.
Yep. This is a more sort of informal way of saying expensive.
Exactly. So instead of saying, wow, that car is really expensive,
It's really pricey.
it's really pricey.
Yep.
Okay, let's listen to our dialogue for the second time, and it's going to be slowed down a bit.
So you'll understand some of these great words a little bit better.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, this dress is really nice. How much is it?
That one is $150.
$150. What about this other one over here?
That's $140.
That's a bit out of my price range. Can you give me a better deal?
This is an exclusive design by Damarco. It's a bargain at that price.
Well, I don't know. I think I'll shop around.
Okay. How about $100?
That's still more than I wanted to spend. What if I take both dresses?
Okay. I can give you a special discount just because you seem like a nice person. $190 for both.
I don't know. It's still a bit pricey. Thanks anyway.
Okay, my final price. $100 for both. That's 2 for the price of 1. That's my last offer.
Great! You've got a deal.
So we've covered the language in this dialogue. Now let's take a look at some of the phrases in putting it together.
Putting it together.
So, Marco, in this dialogue, there's a lot of really useful phrases to help you get a better price when you shop, right?
Exactly.
So the first one we have is, can you give me a better deal?
Can you give me a better deal?
Can you give me a better deal?
So if I'm shopping and something is too expensive,
Yeah.
I would use this sentence with the shopkeeper.
Yeah. So you might say, hey, this is out of my price range. Could you give me a better deal?
Can you give me a better deal?
Yeah.
Okay, we have some examples of can you give me a better deal? Let's listen.
Example 1.
I really like this shirt, but it's too expensive. Can you give me a better deal?
Example 2.
Can you give me a better price on this car? I really don't have that much money.
So you can see here that you can say, can you give me a better deal? Or can you give me a better price?
All right, let's take a look at the next phrase. That's still more than I wanted to spend.
That's still more than I wanted to spend.
That's still more than I wanted to spend.
So if the seller suggests a really high price, you can say,
That's still more than I wanted to spend. So basically, you're telling the shopkeeper
still too expensive.
it's still too expensive.
Yeah.
You still don't want to spend that much. All right, let's take a look at our last phrase.
That's my last offer.
That's my last offer.
That's my last offer.
Now, this could work both ways. It could be the shopkeeper that's telling you that,
That's my lowest price.
right? Or you could say, that's my last offer.
That's my highest price if you are buying it.
Right. Because sometimes when you're bargaining, the shopkeeper will say, all right, what's your best offer? How much will you pay?
$100. That's my final offer.
Exactly. All right, so we've looked at a lot of great phrases and words, and now you're ready to bargain and also listen to this dialogue for the third time. And then we'll come back and talk some more.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, this dress is really nice. How much is it?
That one is $150.
$150. What about this other one over here?
That's $140.
That's a bit out of my price range. Can you give me a better deal?
This is an exclusive design by Damarco. It's a bargain at that price.
Well, I don't know. I think I'll shop around.
Okay. How about $100?
That's still more than I wanted to spend. What if I take both dresses?
Okay, I can give you a special discount just because you seem like a nice person. $190 for both.
I don't know. Still a bit pricey. Thanks anyway.
Okay, my final price, $100 for both. That's 2 for the price of 1, and that's my last offer.
Great! You've got a deal.
All right, so I know that in Canada, it's not really common to bargain, right?
No, it really isn't. Like, even when you go to the market to buy fruits and vegetables, it's very, very rare to bargain with the shopkeeper. How about in Ecuador?
No, in Ecuador, you definitely bargain.
Really?
Well, if you go to the mall, for example,
Yep.
or if you go to a supermarket, of course you wouldn't really bargain.
Yep.
Unless maybe you go to a small store or you go to one of the local markets.
Yep.
Then it's more common to bargain.
Yeah.
And you have to because people expect you to bargain.
Really?
Yeah. In many countries in the world, bargaining is almost like an art.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, Marco, you are an excellent bargainer, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been known to bargain with the shopkeepers I've been known to bargain a little bit with the shopkeepers and helping out.
A little bit. I mean, you've got better prices than I can even imagine getting.
Yeah, that's a good story. Maybe we'll get JP to go to our comment section and tell you about that.
Yeah.
So we want to know about your countries. Is it common to bargain? Do you really do it? Is it okay? Or when is it okay?
Yes, tell us. Visit our website at englishpod.com. Tell us about your country's bargaining customs and also leave your questions there for us.
Exactly. We'll be there to answer them. But until then, we got to go. So
Goodbye.
bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Too expensive, can't afford it.
Out of my price range.
Agreement to buy something.
Deal.
Not common, unique.
Exclusive.
A good deal, a cheap price.
Bargain.
Look in many stores and try and find the best price.
Shop around.
A lowering of the price of something.
Discount.
Expensive.
Pricey.
An opportunity to buy something at a low price.
Offer.
Money in the form of coins and bills.
Cash.
Card that is used to buy things and pay at a later time.
Credit card.
A special discount or offer on goods and services.
Promotion.
To discuss and fight for a better price.
Negotiate.
A free item that is usually given to promote a product.
Freebie. Let's try that faster.
A lowering of the price of something.
Discount.
A good deal, a cheap price.
Bargain.
A free item that is usually given to promote a product.
Freebie.
Too expensive, can't afford it.
Out of my price range.
To discuss and fight for a better price.
Negotiate.
Card that is used to buy things and pay at a later time.
Credit card.
Money in the form of coins and bills.
Cash.
A special discount or offer on goods and services.
Promotion.
Agreement to buy something.
Deal.
An opportunity to buy something at a low price.
Offer.
Look in many stores and try and find the best price.
Shop around.
Expensive.
Pricey.
Not common. Unique.
Exclusive. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Bargain. I got this shirt for half price. What a bargain. Bargain. Let's go shopping. Everything is on sale, and I'm sure we'll find some great bargains. Bargain. If you look around, you'll find some great bargains. Shop around. I'm not sure about it yet. I'm going to shop around for a while. Shop around. Let's shop around and see if we can find it cheaper in another store. Shop around. I was shopping around and I found this computer on sale. Pricey. This restaurant is too pricey for me. Can we go somewhere else? Pricey. This phone is a little pricey, but it is a really good phone. Pricey. I can't afford that trip. It's just too pricey. Out of my price range. No, That computer is out of my price range. Do you have something cheaper? Out of my price range. Honey, you know this restaurant is out of my price range. We can't afford to buy a house in this neighborhood. It's out of our price range. This house is a little bit more than we wanted to spend. We can't afford that car. It's more than we wanted to spend. $100 is more than I wanted to spend. Hello everyone, welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And we're bringing you the third part of our suspense series of New Guy in Town.
That's right. What's going to happen today?
Well, I don't know. There's still so many things that could happen. This guy is kind of weird, right?
Is he a vampire? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I would like to thank all of our listeners for contributing and sending out their ideas of what they think happens in this third part.
Yeah, I especially like the story about the rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit. That was a good one.
Yep.
As promised, we took the idea of one of our listeners and created the dialogue around it.
Yes.
And this time it was a contribution of Babar Dewan.
Yeah, he gave us a great idea for this dialogue.
Exactly. He gave us a really good idea. So thank you, Babar. And this one is for you. In this dialogue, we're going to be looking at some hospitality vocabulary.
Yeah, some phrases you can use when you welcome someone to your house. All right, well, we've got some language to preview, so let's turn now to vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
On vocabulary preview, we have the word appetite.
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 So, Erica, tell us about appetite.
When you have an appetite, you're hungry, or you have a desire to eat food, right?
All right, so you can have a big appetite, a small appetite.
Really hungry, a little bit hungry.
Okay. Let's look at our next word. Poison.
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 So poison could be a noun or a verb.
Exactly. So when you poison someone, you put something in their food or maybe in their drink that makes them really sick and maybe even makes them die.
Okay, so to poison somebody.
Yep. And the noun is actually the thing that you put inside the food or drink.
So usually poison is some sort of chemical substance.
Yes.
Snakes, for example, have poison.
Yeah, in their teeth.
Right? So if you get bitten by a snake,
you'll get poisoned.
You'll get poisoned. All right, so let's take a look at our dialogue for the first time and see why we are talking about poison. And we'll come back and explain some great words.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner's almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. Oh, you have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot, brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and a superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen? Ellen? Are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
Okay, so that was unexpected.
I know, Lois. Can you believe it?
Apparently Lois is helping Armand.
I know.
Maybe she's a vampire.
All right, well, I really wonder what's going to happen next.
We'll see what happens next. But now let's take a look at some of the language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, so we have a couple of words in language takeaway today. Let's start off with pointers.
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 So to give somebody pointers,
You give them some suggestions.
suggestions or tips.
Exactly.
All right, so suggestions or tips. Let's listen to some examples of how you would use it.
Example 1.
I want to dance salsa better. Can you give me a few pointers?
Example 2.
I need some pointers on how to be a better manager.
Example 3.
Let me give you a few pointers so you can pass your exam.
All right, so pointers, it's clear now. Let's take a look at our next word, aroma.
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 Aroma. This
Now-
is a nice round word,
Yeah,
isn't it?
aroma.
Yeah.
Well, this word makes you sound really educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, it means
Smell.
smell.
Yep.
So you could say, for example, this coffee has a great aroma.
Or maybe this perfume has the aroma of roses and lavender.
Nice. Okay, let's take a look at our next word, bitter.
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 Bitter. Bitter.
Okay, bitter. So bitter is the opposite of
Sweet.
sweet.
So it's always hard to describe taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe we can say a few foods that are bitter.
Okay.
So chocolate, when it has no sugar, is bitter.
Okay. Or for example, coffee without any sugar is also bitter.
Yeah, and sometimes red wine can be quite bitter.
So bitter. Okay, and now let's take a look at our last word. Pass out.
Pass out.
Pass out.
Pass out.
It seems kind of easy. Pass and out.
Yep.
But
Oh.
it means something different.
Yeah, when you put them together.
What does it mean?
It means faint or become unconscious.
Okay.
So imagine someone when they're standing up and then suddenly they start to move around and then fall over to the ground.
Okay, pass out.
Yes.
This usually happens when you get really, really drunk.
Maybe sometimes also when maybe you're pregnant, you might pass out.
Right. Okay, to lose consciousness.
Yes. Marco and I have a couple of examples of this word for you.
Example 1.
I drank so much last night that I passed out at my friend's house.
Example 2.
She was standing in the sun too long, so she passed out right in front of me.
Example 3.
My sister passes out whenever she sees blood.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue again now. We're going to slow it down a little bit.
And you'll be able to hear these words that we just talked about.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner is almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. You have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen? Are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope that you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
All right, so interesting story.
Yes.
We have some great phrases that we've used here, so let's take a look at them in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
We've got 4 phrases for you that are great to use when you want to welcome someone into your house or into your office or anywhere, really.
Exactly. So why don't we take a look at the first one?
Please make yourselves at home.
Please make yourselves at home.
Please make yourselves at home.
So this is a very common phrase when you invite somebody to your house.
Yeah.
You always use this phrase.
Yeah. It's like make yourself comfortable, relax, sit down.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, my house is your house.
Exactly. Please make yourself at home.
Okay, good one. Usually people arrive to a party or to a dinner with jackets, coats, scarves, all that stuff. So this next phrase is really handy.
Let me take your coats.
Let me take your coats.
Let me take your coats.
So that means give me your coats and I'll put them in the closet.
Right.
Let me take your coats.
And then a good host would always offer a drink, right?
Exactly. Water, or in this case, wine.
So they would say, can I offer you a glass of wine?
Or sometimes you could say, can I offer you something to drink?
Yeah. So, can I offer you a glass of wine?
Can I offer you a glass of wine? You offer me a glass of wine. I say, yeah, sure, I'll take a glass of wine.
All right. And then I would use our next phrase. Here you are.
Here you are.
Here you are.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that you are here.
No.
It's saying to someone, here it is, take it.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
You know what? This is a really, really great phrase. A lot of people who are learning English don't say this, but it's really common, really natural. And if you use it, you'll sound really great.
Here you are. Exactly.
Here you are.
Here
and
you are.
You can use this anytime you give someone something.
Right. So if you give somebody a pen or a pencil, a notebook, here you are. Here it is.
Yep.
Okay. Great words. So let's listen to our dialogue one more time and then we'll come back.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner's almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. Oh, you have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot, brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and a superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen? Ellen? Are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Get comfortable and feel like you are in your own home.
Make yourselves at home.
Tips, advice, hints.
Pointer.
Refers to liking nice things.
Good taste.
The way something smells.
Aroma.
The way something tastes.
Flavor.
Opposite of sweet.
Bitter.
Faint. Lose consciousness.
Pass out.
Containing a lot of sugar.
Sweet.
Sit down. Take a seat.
Have a seat.
To add alcohol or drugs to a food or drink.
Spike.
Having an acid taste that is like the taste of a lemon.
Sour.
Only allowing people from a high social class.
Exclusive.
Let's try that faster. To add alcohol or drugs to a food or drink.
Spike.
Containing a lot of sugar.
Sweet.
Faint. Lose consciousness.
Pass out.
Only allowing people from a high social class.
Exclusive.
Get comfortable and feel like you are in your own home.
Make yourselves at home.
Tips, advice, hints.
Pointer.
Having an acid taste that is like the taste of a lemon.
Sour.
The way something tastes.
Flavor.
Refers to liking nice things.
Good taste.
The way something smells.
Aroma.
Sit down. Take a seat.
Have a seat.
Opposite of sweet.
Bitter.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Make yourselves at home. Come on in. Sit down. Make yourself at home. Make yourselves at home. You'll get there before me, so just go on in and make yourself at home. Make yourselves at home. I hope you don't mind, but I just made myself at home. Pointer. I'm going to give a presentation tomorrow. Do you think you can give me a few pointers? Pointer. Here, let me give you a few pointers about learning English. Pointer. You gave me some great pointers. They were really helpful. Aroma. This coffee has a lovely aroma. Aroma. Each morning I was woken up by the aroma of fresh baked bread. Aroma. This wine has an aroma almost like grass. I feel terrible. I think someone poisoned me. Many people got sick after something poisoned the water. The pollution is poisoning the air. Pass out. I'm so hungry, I think I'm going to pass out. Pass out. After finishing the marathon, she fell to the ground and passed out. Pass out. What's happening? Why am I on the ground? Did I pass out?
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another podcast here with us at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have an advanced lesson for all of you, and a very good one because we're going to be talking about a very serious topic, global warming.
That's right. And, even though most people agree that global warming is a big problem, there's still this sort of fringe element of people who believe that actually global warming doesn't exist.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. But before we tell you more or less what the dialogue is about, let's take a look at some words in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
We're going to look at two words here, and you'll hear both of these in the dialogue. So the first one is polar ice caps.
Polar ice caps.
Polar ice caps.
So when we talk about polar ice caps, polar is...
like the poles.
The poles,
the
right?
north and south poles of the Earth.
Okay, so the extreme...
the top and bottom.
the top and bottom of the planet.
Yep.
Okay, and what about ice caps?
So the polar ice caps are masses of ice that live or that exist on the top and the bottom of the world.
We have these big chunks of ice that are on the top and the bottom of the planet.
Yes, they're there all year round.
Okay, so these are the polar ice caps. What about our next word?
Well, next word is endangered species.
An endangered species.
An endangered species.
Okay, so endangered species.
It's a type of animal that is at risk of completely dying out.
Okay, so it's not completely extinct.
Right.
So there's
It's
still...
in danger.
Okay, in danger of.
Yeah.
So an example of endangered species would be...
The Bengal tigers.
Okay, the tigers or the pandas, right?
Or maybe gorillas.
Right, so all of these animals, there are very few of them left in the world, so they are endangered species.
Okay, so with that, I think we're just about ready to turn to our dialogue. Now, here we're going to learn a lot of language that you can use when you want to make an argument or express your point of view in a very sort of academic way. But Marco, what are we arguing about here?
So we're going to listen as a college professor is lecturing about global warming, and, well, one of the students doesn't really agree with what he's saying.
And therefore, global warming is the greatest deception of the early 21st century. Questions?
Yeah. In the lecture, you said there's more evidence in the scientific record supporting global cooling.
Well, yes. Essentially, the historical record supports a theory of climate cycles. Warming and cooling are cooperating processes in the planetary ecosystem.
If that's true, and the planet is getting cooler, what explains the rapid melting of the polar ice caps and the dramatic rise in the global average temperatures?
But are global temperatures rising? If you look at the data from 1975, you'll
be misled. If you were serious, you would look at the record starting in the 1880s. Then you would see how dramatically the Earth's temperature has changed.
Young lady, I beg to differ. Look, the point of the lecture was to emphasize that there is evidence for both sides. And I'm putting forth the argument that there's greater evidence in support of the global cooling hypothesis. Look, it's an indisputable fact that the public is being manipulated and scared into believing that there's some kind of climate crisis. This scaremongering is done quite simply for political reasons.
But even without the uncomfortable reality that greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide contribute to global warming, isn't the topic appropriate for politicians to discuss?
Not if they want to use your tax dollars and mine to fund completely unnecessary initiatives.
Yeah, like conservation, protecting endangered species, and investing in renewable energy. At the very least, you have to concede that this debate has the potential to end our dependence on foreign oil. Buying oil supports autocratic countries that use these revenues to devastating ends.
I've never been so disrespected in all of my days. I'm a professor, a scientist, and a researcher of high regard.
Yeah, and a duplicitous one at that. Everyone knows you're in the pocket of the oil lobby. Why should we trust your so-called findings more than Tobacco Institute studies, which say smoking doesn't harm health? You're full of it.
Some people just cannot handle civil debate.
All right, so apparently this college professor is not very truthful in what he's saying, right?
Well, yeah, maybe he believes it, but they certainly have very strong and differing opinions.
So that's the interesting part, is that we heard a lot of language that she used to argue her point of view. So this is interesting, and we can start now looking at some of this language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
So the college professor was arguing against this idea of global warming, and she said, look, it's an indisputable fact.
Okay, an indisputable fact.
An indisputable fact.
Okay, so let's break it down and let's take a look at this word indisputable.
You can't argue against it.
Okay, so something indisputable is you can't argue with it. And, well, a fact...
something that's true.
Okay, so you can't argue with this truth.
Piece of information, yeah.
All right, indisputable fact.
So why don't we give a few examples? It's an indisputable fact that China is the most populous nation on Earth.
Okay, exactly. Or it's an indisputable fact that English Pod is the best podcast out there.
Indeed, it is indisputable.
All right, so indisputable fact. And what about our next word?
Well, the student accused the professor of scaremongering.
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 Okay, now this is kind of a strange word, scaremongering.
Yeah, and I think some examples will help us to understand the meaning a little bit better.
Example 1.
Software flaws are not the same as virus attacks, and saying otherwise is just scaremongering.
Example 2.
There's been a lot of scaremongering caused by the rumor that mobile phones cause cancer.
Okay, so basically we understand that it's kind of putting fear in people's minds.
Yeah, it's sort of like selling fear for your own benefit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so making people afraid for some objective or some purpose.
Yeah, and this word reminds me of the word a fishmonger.
Okay, a fishmonger, what's that?
Which is basically a seller of fish. So a scaremonger is a seller of fear.
Okay, interesting. So now we have a way of remembering it.
Yes.
Scaremongering. All right, and moving on to our next word, we have autocratic.
Autocratic.
An autocratic country.
So an autocratic country is ruled by someone who holds total power.
Okay, so we have an autocratic country. So basically we have a leader that rules everything, right?
Right.
But we can apply it not only to a country, we can say a person is autocratic.
Yeah, you could say, I can't stand my boss's autocratic leadership style.
Or maybe a company.
This company is a very autocratic organization.
Okay, very good. And what about our last word?
The student accused the professor of being duplicitous.
Okay, so she said he is duplicitous.
Yes, duplicitous.
All right, what does that mean?
When you are duplicitous, you have behavior that is dishonest and is designed to trick people.
Okay, so you're not a very honest person if you're duplicitous.
Yeah, you're telling lies as a means of making people do something or tricking them.
Okay, very good. So a duplicitous person or a duplicitous idea, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so these are all the words that we have on language takeaway today. But now let's move on to some very interesting phrases that we can use to put forward some arguments in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, and Marco, you actually just mentioned our first phrase, which is I'm putting forth the argument that.
Okay, so putting forth the argument that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put forth an argument,
you present it.
You present it, or you push it towards somebody.
Yeah, you give it.
Uh-huh. So can we just put forth an argument?
Well, actually, you can put forth a lot of things, like put forth a suggestion.
Okay, I'm putting forth a suggestion that we should get a new computer.
Or an idea.
Tim put forth the idea that we should go on vacation to Hawaii.
Ooh, good idea.
All right, so you can put forth many different things.
So the professor obviously is putting forth the argument that global warming is a myth. And the student obviously totally disagreed. And she said, you have to concede that.
Okay, you have to concede that.
You have to concede that.
All right, so this word concede, or you have to concede, why don't we listen to some examples before we listen to the meaning?
Example 1.
I'm sorry, but I can't concede with you on this point.
Example 2.
Julie conceded that she might have forgotten her sister's birthday.
Example 3.
Both philosophers conceded that their philosophies have some errors.
Okay, so you have to concede that. Basically, you have to agree that this one point in my argument is true.
Maybe you're arguing many different points with somebody, but you tell them, well, you have to concede that the earth is round.
Okay, so that part I can't argue with. It's really true.
Okay, very good. So concede.
Mm-hmm. Now, at the end of the dialogue, the student accused the professor of being in the pocket of the oil lobby.
Okay, so he's in the pocket of.
To be in the pocket of.
All right, so if I have somebody in my pocket, what does that mean?
It means basically you're bribing them.
Okay, so maybe I have the senator in my pocket.
Okay, so obviously you're paying the senator to do what you want.
Okay, very good. So it's another way, it's a very informal way of saying I'm bribing somebody or that person is being bribed.
That's right.
All
So
right.
why don't we move to our final phrase? And the student was talking about the professor's so-called findings.
Okay, so your so-called findings.
So-called.
So this word so-called.
You use this word when you want to take away from the importance of an idea.
Or, all right, so I use it before a noun, right?
Right. So, for example, my so-called friends.
Okay, so these friends are not really your friends, maybe.
So, yeah, they're friends in name, but they don't act like friends.
Okay, so you can say my so-called job.
Okay, so maybe you kind of go to work but do nothing all day.
Right, or maybe you don't even really like what you do.
Right.
Right, so my so-called job, my so-called friends, or maybe my so-called teacher.
Okay, so this is a bad teacher.
Exactly. So we use it a lot with many different nouns, right?
That's right. So that's our last phrase for Fluency Builder. Now, I think it'll help us to understand these words and phrases a little bit better, to hear them again in context.
And therefore, global warming is the greatest deception of the early 21st century. Questions?
Yeah. In the lecture, you said there's more evidence in the scientific record supporting global cooling?
Well, yes. Essentially, the historical record supports a theory of climate cycles. Warming and cooling are cooperating processes in the planetary ecosystem.
If that's true, and the planet is getting cooler, what explains the rapid melting of the polar ice caps and the dramatic rise in the global average temperatures?
But are global temperatures rising? If you look at the data from 1975, you'll
be misled. If you were serious, you would look at the record starting in the 1880s. Then you would see how dramatically the Earth's temperature has changed.
Young lady, I beg to differ. Look, the point of the lecture was to emphasize that there is evidence for both sides. And I'm putting forth the argument that there's greater evidence in support of the global cooling hypothesis. Look, it's an indisputable fact that the public is being manipulated and scared into believing that there's some kind of climate crisis. This scaremongering is done quite simply for political reasons.
But even without the uncomfortable reality that greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide contribute to global warming, isn't the topic appropriate for politicians to discuss?
Not if they want to use your tax dollars and mine to fund completely unnecessary initiatives.
Yeah, like conservation, protecting endangered species, and investing in renewable energy. At the very least, you have to concede that this debate has the potential to end our dependence on foreign oil. Buying oil supports autocratic countries that use these revenues to devastating ends.
I've never been so disrespected in all of my days. I'm a professor, a scientist, and a researcher of high regard.
Yeah, and a duplicitous one at that. Everyone knows you're in the pocket of the oil lobby. Why should we trust your so-called findings more than Tobacco Institute studies, which say smoking doesn't harm health? You're full of it.
Some people just cannot handle civil debate.
All right, very good. So, interesting ways of putting forth arguments, and, well, it's an interesting topic and very controversial, right?
That's right. But what I noticed in this dialogue is that the student was pretty assertive in putting forth her argument and standing up to the teacher.
Right. She argued with the teacher a lot. And this is interesting because it's a very cultural aspect, I think, right?
Yeah. In North American universities, there is this idea that it's really important to think critically and to argue against different ideas and to really speak up when you don't agree with something.
Right. So basically, there's this culture of questioning. Not only what you're being taught, but you can also question the teacher. You don't actually have to believe everything that the teacher is saying.
Exactly. And actually, I think this situation is really interesting. You always go to these lectures and there's always a question and answer period at the end of the lectures. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's like this group of sort of academically minded people who feel like it's really cool to ask these really difficult questions and engage in arguments with the profs.
Yeah, that's really true. But actually, she used a lot of polite language and a lot of polite ways of actually arguing with the professor until the last point when she said, "You're full of it."
Yeah, you're full of it.
Right? You're full of it.
So what's she saying here?
All right, she's basically saying that you're full of shit.
Marco.
So yeah, you wouldn't really say that, so to be a little bit less rude, you would just say you're full of it.
Yeah, but that is one step too far. I think this would be considered a little bit rude in university.
For a professor, yeah. But I guess if you don't believe what your friend is telling you, or maybe he's exaggerating, you can say, "Oh, you're full of it."
Yeah. Okay, so some great argumentative language here in this dialogue, but we want to give you an opportunity to try out some of this language. So come to our website at englishpod.com.
Right, we are there to answer any questions or doubts, and we'll see you guys there.
All right, guys, until next time, goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. The increase of the world's temperature due to pollution.
Global warming.
The change in the world's temperature and weather patterns.
Climate change.
The act of making others believe something false.
Deception.
Fuel made with dead animals or plants, such as oil, gas, natural gas.
Fossil fuel.
Of or relating to planets.
Planetary.
The action of cutting down forests.
Deforestation.
Everything that exists in a certain environment.
Ecosystem.
The act of producing gas.
Emission.
The thick layer of ice or snow on the poles.
Polar ice cap.
Support a point of view.
Endorse.
Be led to make believe something not true.
Mislead.
A polite way to show you do not agree with someone.
Beg to differ.
Highlight.
Emphasize.
Give out. Announce the public.
Put forth.
So true that does not need to be discussed anymore.
Indisputable.
Influence someone's ideas for your own benefit.
Manipulate.
Saying something so as to frighten people.
Scaremongering.
A gas that increases the global temperature.
Greenhouse gases.
Type of animal in danger of dying out.
Endangered species.
To say that you do not deny something's true.
Concede.
With total power.
Autocratic.
Result or outcome.
End.
Deceiving, dishonest.
Duplicitous.
Being illegally bribed or paid by someone.
In the pocket of.
Used to show the name is not really suitable.
So-called.
Let's try that faster. The act of making others believe something false.
Deception.
Type of animal in danger of dying out.
Endangered species.
So true that does not need to be discussed anymore.
Indisputable.
Result or outcome.
End.
The thick layer of ice or snow on the poles.
Polar ice cap.
With total power.
Autocratic.
The action of cutting down forests.
Deforestation.
The act of producing gas.
Emission.
Be led to make believe something not true.
Mislead.
Saying something so as to frighten people.
Scaremongering.
Give out. Announce the public.
Put forth.
The change in the world's temperature and weather patterns.
Climate change.
Highlight.
Emphasize.
The increase of the world's temperature due to pollution.
Global warming.
Of or relating to planets.
Planetary.
Support a point of view.
Endorse.
Used to show the name is not really suitable.
So-called.
A gas that increases the global temperature.
Greenhouse gases.
To say that you do not deny something's true.
Concede.
A polite way to show you do not agree with someone.
Beg to differ.
Influence someone's ideas for your own benefit.
Manipulate.
Everything that exists in a certain environment.
Ecosystem.
Fuel made with dead animals or plants, such as oil, gas, natural gas.
Fossil fuel.
Being illegally bribed or paid by someone.
In the pocket of.
Deceiving, dishonest.
Duplicitous.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Beg to differ. You said money is the most important thing in life, but I beg to differ. In my opinion, the best things in life are free. Beg to differ. Most people believe that the internet is giving us greater freedom of expression. I beg to differ. Beg to differ. I would beg to differ with the idea that we need to downsize. If we just reorganize our system of communication, we could optimize efficiency. I know that you don't believe in raising taxes, but at the very least you have to admit that this is the best way for our government to raise money. If we're not going to learn from our mistakes, at the very least, let's not repeat them. Even if you can't stay the whole time, at the very least, show up at the party and say hi. In the pocket of. You know Judge Smith is in the pocket of the criminals, because he always declares them innocent. In the pocket of. Car manufacturers are in the pockets of the big oil producers. That's why they haven't developed electric cars yet. In the pocket of. I think the senator is in the pocket of the tobacco industry. He keeps promoting their interests. So-called. My so-called friends are spreading rumors about me. So-called. This so-called cost savings plan is actually costing us more money. So-called. The so-called disaster actually opened up a lot of opportunities for us. You're so full of it. You've never been to the moon. Don't believe a word Tom says. He's full of it. I think this argument is full of it. There's no way that the global temperature is getting cooler.